Here we are in month 6 of this camper renovation project. We definitely needed a break with some fishing and camping because this is a much bigger project than we originally anticipated. You'll hear some of our feelings about that a little bit later. But I did catch a fish and we got to have some rainbow trout for dinner. During this month we moved the trailer, got everything packed up, used a U-Haul truck. That was quite an experience driving a big truck and a large trailer like this down the highway, but we've got everything together. It's solid and it got its first road test. It handled pretty well going down the highway, and it was good to learn that we didn't have to buy a truck to be able to pull this around. We could just rent a U-Haul whenever we needed to. And when we got to the campground, they were very helpful with getting us pulled into the spot that we had reserved. We were right across from the swimming pool at the Holly Cove RV Resort. And on the way there, we met some other folks that were pulling a camper that had stopped at the rest area. And you can see just how big this camper that we're renovating is compared to our little car. So we definitely had to rent a tow vehicle to move this in. This was us getting all set up and getting into the area. Holly Cove RV Resort is near the Blue Ridge Parkway, and our spot was right next to the swimming pool. But we still had some stuff to do before we could move in. We sold the fresh water tank and got the camper all leveled, got the wheels blocked up, and then we were able to get some interior work done. We had a really nice spot set up there where we were able to have campfires and hang out in the evening out in front of the camper that was set up as our tiny house. And we were able to finish some of the work on the exterior, doing some pressure washing, getting a panel to cover where the tape is that is shown in some of these photos. And we were able to get the interior work done to make it feel much more like a tiny home. The view from the swimming pool was awesome, and that was directly across from our spot, so it was kind of like we had our own swimming pool in this nice little RV resort up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Also, during this month of work, we made a trip into Raleigh, and we were able to go to the Tiny Home Show in Raleigh, North Carolina. At the home show, we got to tour a wide variety of different models of tiny houses. In this case, many of the tiny houses were park models, which is a type of camper or RV. If you aren't familiar with those, that's an interesting thing to look at, park models to be able to use as a tiny house. I also hosted the events that I manage with the Raleigh SEO Meetup and the WordPress Help Desk while we were there. And then when we got back home, we received a whole bunch of upgrades for the camper. We got a new memory foam mattress, we got roof vent covers, we got some new locks. We picked up a tank clean out elbow and some wheel covers, and we got everything all set up to be able to be bundled up and warm for the winter and turn this into a home. We even got a garden flag to mark our spot. On the interior work, we started doing some painting with some paint that we got from our neighbors at Lake Royale. They had a few partial gallons that were left over from their own painting projects in their tiny home camper renovation. And since these spaces are so small, a gallon of paint goes a long way. We also got a dehumidifier. Since we're going to be in this small space, it's important to control the humidity. And we were introduced to this Holly Cove RV Resort that has a beautiful community of RV and tiny house residents. It was really cool being able to connect with a community of people that on a regular basis will live full-time in campers and RVs and park models. We got the mattress set up, we got some new hangers and curtains, and we also got a 1-inch bed frame, so that way it would lift the mattress up off of the floor a little bit, but in order to provide airflow, but still give us a very large, spacious room. By having the bed so low on the ground, it felt like a much bigger room. We got some artwork to put up and started exploring our local area. And we got moved in by the end of the month and started living in here full time. We set up an outdoor seating area. And we also purchased an SUV. That way we do have a vehicle that can do some towing. And we went on a camping trip with some friends from Raleigh. We went to the Davidson River campground.
Hello everybody, this is Barbie from Triangle Tiny House, and my husband is behind the camera. We are having issues, as y'all know, that we're about to paint, and it has been an argument and debating and struggle, but we are finally here to the point where we are about to paint, and our wonderful neighbors back at Lake Royale have given us some of their old paint, and now we can't decide which colors that we're going to be doing. Should we do white? Should we do tan? My husband says he's just going to leave it like this and he's fine with it, and I'm saying no. But yeah, so that's not happening. So yeah, we're here at 5:30 in the afternoon and trying to figure out paints. I think we're about to go have dinner and figure it out. But yeah, so this is the work. This is just one room. A lot of work than what we expected, but I think it's starting to look really good. Just not looking forward to doing the rest of the house because it's becoming a real hassle and it's starting to weigh down on me really, really bad. Just being honest. I'm sure there's probably benefits of being in an RV at this point. I've had, we got a package. It was like Christmas for the RV this morning. But right now, it's becoming a headache. So if anybody has any suggestions on colors or schemes or, just ideas, we'd be greatly to take it. Like I said, we're about to go have dinner and talk about it and once again look through the thousands of photos and But yeah, so I wanted to go live. My name is Barbie. Again, my husband is behind the camera. His name is Frank. We're with Triangle Tiny House. .com if you want to look at our adventures, and we will see you next time.
To keep up with this and other projects, please like and subscribe.